I'm like, This book hit me hard. Like, I could use a little more, like, concrete. You know what I mean? 48 hours. I was just like, I look crazy. What is going on here? It's the freaking weekend. And I wanted to start off the weekend strong with a fun reading challenge and a way to get off my phone, which is like double whammy. I love. It is 8:31 a.m. and I wanted to start off this challenge super early so then I can be done earlier, if that makes sense. I'm gonna be locking my phone for 48 hours and we are gonna see how many pages I can read in this time. It's not gonna be the whole 24-hour reading consecutive like a read-up-on, but I am just gonna be basically replacing my phone time with my reading. So first things first, and we've started. We're gonna go from 8:31 today to 8:31 a.m. in 48 hours. Usually I read like an hour or two daily, depending on the book. If I'm like really loving the book, I will usually binge it. But honestly, I'm just gonna be spending all of my free time reading today, and I've got lots of free time today. And on to what I'm reading. We are gonna be picking up The Last Thing He Told Me by Laura Day. I started this like yesterday. Girl, I'm like 8 pages in. So we're following our main character Hannah, and she's married to someone who has a daughter, and that's like her stepdaughter, but they have a pretty rocky relationship. And at the 20-page mark, her husband Owen goes missing, and the only thing he's left her is a note that says protect her. So that's the last thing he told her. Spoiler alert! I'm just kidding. Anyways, I'm actually really excited to get into a thriller. I feel like I have been on a thriller kick. If you saw my Pinterest Chooses My Read video, that started it all up. But anyways, let's see how many pages I can get through of The Last Thing He Told Me today. We're gonna see what happens. I'm gonna make some breakfast this morning, and then we're gonna hop into some reading. So I'm super excited. I got my book, I got my tea, and we are ready to get reading. Let's hit it. I look crazy. What is going on here? I just like vacuumed my whole house and cleaned the floors and whatever. Anyways, I got a good chunk of reading. I read for like an hour before I started cleaning. I'm now on page 87. 87 minus 21 is this. I'm not doing the math in my head, I'm sorry. And that's how many pages I read today. This is actually such a fast-paced book. Any dull moments are like instantly things are moving the second after. So I'm honestly really loving the pacing of this. It's been really fun to start, and things have like started picking up the pace, you know, things are going crazy, and now I'm finally like sucked in and I want to know what the heck is happening. We know sort of what's happening, but it's not all adding up, so I'm gonna keep reading. We're gonna see what happens. Okay, it's later. Girl, what time is it? 12:24. Okay, I made some lunch. It looks scrumptious, and I'm also super far into the book. I'm on page 159, and I just wanted to chat about it quick because, girl, let me talk. So a lot of the stuff that has come up has been really graspy, straws-y, and like quite convenient, actually. And like, oh, I remembered this thing. That was weird from 12 years ago. I was just like, like I could use a little more like concrete. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just feel like right now I'm not like wowed and amazed at the clues and things. I'm just like, oh, I feel like they're grasping at straws, and the straws just happen to be the perfect straw. I don't know. That's my update. I'm gonna take a break from reading, but I am over halfway into the book. Okay, I may have just watched Love Island for the last 2 hours. It's not my phone though. Anyways, I did update you last time. I'm on page 159. Haven't read in the last little while, but I am gonna pick it up again because I got nothing else to do. Yeah. done. There were 303 pages in this. So far today I've read 282 pages. I honestly had a really fun day today. I had a fun dinner date with a friend, and then I went on a little walk, watched The Office with my boyfriend, and then I got a little bit of reading in. Honestly, the book was a really easy and fun read. It again took place in a really short amount of time, which I love in a thriller. This takes place, I think, over less than a week, like maybe 3 or 4 days, but it's really good. I also really love that it took place in Austin, Texas. Really fun, really awesome, and I love the vibes of that. And then it took place in both Austin and I honestly could not pronounce the name, but California. And they live on a houseboat, hence the houseboats here. Love that vibe, very summery. I also got pretty emotional at the ending, which I did not expect, but just thinking about it now, there's so many good themes of like family. Really freaking sweet. I need to decide what book I'm gonna pick up next because I flew through this, so I'm kind of feeling another thriller, but we're gonna see what happens. I actually just filmed my summer TBR video. I'm thinking of picking up one of the books from my summer TBR. So these are kind of like my top 3. Another thriller, Big Little Lies by Leanne Moriarty. Have Beg, Borrow, or Steal by Sarah Adams. And that leaves Taylor Jenkins Reid. Okay, actually I'm like really excited for this book. We're following a couple who takes a year off from their relationship. They just take like a solid break and they're not allowed any contact until the end of the year. This is so intriguing to me. I also love Taylor Jenkins Reid. I haven't read much of her backlog. I've read everything she's released since The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, and I love it all. So I'm really excited to get into some of her older stuff. But yeah, I'm so curious about the plot of this one, of if the couple will stay together or if they will find love in other people. Who knows? So I think I'm gonna pick this up maybe tomorrow. I might like start the first couple pages before I go to bed tonight. But yeah, I'm really excited to get into this. Good morning. Bro, I'm so tired. It is 9:25 and I just hopped out of the shower, got dressed, ready for the day. This morning I'm gonna do a bit of editing, but also mainly like I really just feel like reading this morning. So we're gonna get into that as well. Last night was kind of like not my brightest, finest moment. I usually watch YouTube to fall asleep, so I ended up bringing my laptop into my room to fall asleep. Other than that, I haven't really been feeling like I've been without a phone just because I've been home so often. Anyways, my camera is low battery. I'm gonna give it a charge and then edit and then start reading. Okay, here's an update. I ran some errands this morning and let me tell you about it real quick. So I got a library book a week ago and I didn't even read it. I lost it the first day I got it. So I went to the library, returned my other book that I have possession of, and I talked to the lady and she was like, it's gonna be $36 to replace. I was like, okay. But she did give me another option. She said if you could find like a good used copy, you could buy that and like replace it. So I'm on the lookout for that. I was gonna read Paradise Problem. That's what I did this morning, and I also picked up bagels because we were running low on groceries and I had nothing for breakfast. Anyways, it's like 12:30 now. Like, it's been a slow morning. But before I went, I actually did read a little bit of After I Do. I'm on page 50, so I'm like, you know, getting a good chunk of the way in. Basically, for the first 50 pages, we've just been turning back time of how the couple started their relationship and how it's been like slowly unraveling. Girl, watching a relationship fall apart fictionally is just not my favorite thing to read. I don't think it's really frustrating, but I think that's what they're going for. I'm 50 pages in. I'm gonna keep reading for sure. I'm just feeling a little like, ugh, can we like fast forward a little bit? Like, I'm kind of getting sick of their backstory and their bickering. I think now is the time to pick this up and see how it goes. Oh my gosh, actually, I think I'm gonna read in the backyard. It's like a beautiful sunny day and I think I should do it. I hate to do it, but I should get outside. Okay, it got really hot outside. I only spent like 30 minutes out there, but at least it's something, getting some sunshine. I'm on page 68 and they have just agreed to take a year apart. I'm like, I don't see how this is redeemable. They're gonna be sleeping with other people. They're fighting over who gets to keep the dog, and I'm just like, oh gosh, okay. I think once they're separated and like get into their grooves, things will be better, but I just can't help but feel like they're cheating on each other. I just want them to be endgame. Like, this has been great. My friend is coming over for like a cute little hangout. We're gonna go to the thrift, maybe pick up a puzzle or something. Anyways, I'm thinking I'm gonna wrap up reading for right now and then pick it up maybe after supper. Okay, anyways, I will update you guys the next time I pick up the book. Heyo! So my friend has come and gone. We started a puzzle, so fun, and I have a little snack and I am ready to get back into reading. Hey Google, what time is it? It is 4 o'clock. I am on page 128 of After I Do. I feel like I need a reading break. I think I'm gonna watch some Love Island again. So far, this book is just okay. They're finally separated and she's like telling her family, and you know, it's cool, but I don't really know where it's gonna go and I'm getting a little bored. I'm on page 130. I'm gonna read for the rest of this evening. This book is kind of bumming me out though. I don't know, man. Okay, now I'm crying. I'm on page 150 and we just sort of got the husband's perspective. I feel broken. I don't know if this is exactly my cup of tea because it is just low-key triggering. I just have a lot of irrational fears about separation and relationship stuff, and this is just like solidifying all of my fears. Thanks. I'm so far in that I'm like really invested and I really want to see what happens, so I am gonna finish the book for sure. I just don't think I can binge it anymore. Genuinely, it's just pulling on my heartstrings too much and I can't continue this. So anyways, I'm on page 151. I read 150 pages today and I'm calling it. I will see you tomorrow morning and we will do the final page count. Good afternoon. It is actually not the next morning. I wanted to do this outro after I finished After I Do. So today is the next day and I finished the book. So we're on to our final reviews of the books that I read in the 48 hours that I did not have my phone. I did briefly record me turning my phone on, but that clip was kind of a nightmare, so I'm not gonna put this in. I was very tired and sleep deprived. It was before work yesterday. So first things first, we are gonna chat about The Last Thing He Told Me. I actually really enjoyed reading this book. Again, I think I really enjoy thrillers that take place in a really short amount of time, and this took place I think over like 3 or 4 days, and I also felt like every chapter was something new, crazy, and exciting. And I also really loved the bond between our main character Hannah and her stepdaughter. I thought that was really sweet in the end, that they kind of came together and were sort of a team together, and I just thought it was super duper sweet, very heartwarming that that's sort of the direction that it took with them bonding. The only downside with this book is, as I mentioned, it did feel like sort of the things that helped move the plot along were very extremely coincidental. Like, I'm sort of sitting here thinking, if this was real life, this would never happen. Like, it just sort of took me out of the realism of the book for me. Like, there was some points where she would have a really specific memory that would just like basically just be like a big puzzle piece in this whole scenario, and it was sort of just like, oh, I guess that's fine. But anyways, good thriller. I recommend. I love a fun thriller, especially for the summertime. So if you're looking for a next thriller read, I highly recommend this one next. I think overall, I'm gonna give it a 3.75. I also think the plot twistability of this book, I didn't see the plot twist coming. It was very plausible, but it wasn't like jaw on the floor, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is happening. So I think the plot twistability, I'm gonna give a 4 out of 5. And next up, we have After I Do by Taylor Jenkins Reid. First things first, this was my face while reading the book. Girl, this book hit me hard. I knew from the start that like the themes in this were really gonna hit home, but this just like knocked me down on another level. First things first, Taylor Jenkins Reid. I was a little nervous in the beginning, but she pulled it together, as I knew she would. I knew she would, but I was a little nervous halfway through, being like, I don't even know who I'm supposed to root for. I don't know what I'm thinking reading this. I don't even know what the ending's gonna be and if I'm gonna be happy with the ending she decides on. But girl, I was sobbing, I was crying. I felt so fulfilled in the ending, and it literally just not only solidified all of my fears I have with like marriage and family, it also kind of relieved them. I don't know, the ending sort of did that for me. Like, I was so stressed out reading this, but the ending really was like a breath of fresh air. Like, this whole book I was holding my breath and I could finally breathe at the end of the book. I don't think I could ever reread this. I think it just hurt too much, but I am really grateful for the experience and the insight that I got from this book. And it's always really awesome when in like a contemporary or fiction book, I take away something really big and meaningful. And I really think I will take away a lot from this book. And I think I learned a lot about myself and my own opinions regarding infidelity, marriage, time apart. Lots of that stuff was mentioned in the book, and I really had a lot of time to think and reflect on it while reading, and I thought it was really well done. I thought the beginning was a little slow, but I think it overall, like big picture wise, really rounded out to be an amazing book. I don't think it's a 5-star because I never got that 5-star feeling, but it is definitely one of the more impactful books I've ever read, so I'll have to give it points for that. I think I'm gonna give it a 4.5. 4.5! Okay, I'm officially saying it. This is a 4.5 star read for me. Hey, it's Editing Phoebe here. I forgot to say my final page count, so I thought I'd pop in and say this weekend I read 402 pages. Okay, back to the outro. Anyways, thank you for making it to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed. I honestly had so much fun reading over the past weekend, getting all my reading done. Honestly, I am trying to get off my phone more often the more I grow up, because look, having a phone is great and all, but I seriously think it takes away from my life in like serious ways. So trying to get off my phone. This experiment was really great. I had a great time being off my phone and solely reading. I got so much reading done. This was awesome. But with all that being said, thanks for making it to the end. There should be a subscribe button here and maybe some videos floating around. If you want to click one, that would be cool. I upload every single Sunday, so if you want to subscribe and follow along for that, that would be wonderful. And I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys!